never got to change the batteries in the little lights.
You know, as set designer, you literally have one job. Design the set. Welcome
like what
to
I've
the
done with
worst
it?
talk show, everybody.
Pretty
with
awesome.
bad lighting. I'm Angie C, that's handsome boyfriend Dave, and
Hi.
welcome officially to episode 19.
Hey 19, we can't dance. Sorry,
That's it?
that's all you're getting for
You're
right
not
now.
going to sing for me? Hey 19.
The Cuervo Gold, the fine Colombian, make tonight a wonderful thing. Say it again.
That was good.
All right, is that
yes,
okay?
Yes. We haven't heard much singing from handsome boyfriend Dave lately, so I'm happy. Hey, Jason Tolpin is here. Hello. We've already got like 7 people on, and I can't see everybody's names. Where are you? Michael Maloney is here.
That's no baloney.
No.
By the way, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there.
Hello, Vicky. Special happy Veterans Day to my dad. The
All right,
veteran
fine.
who raised me. Also,
He's been through more than one war if he raised you.
Casey Riddles is here.
Oh, Sean O'Brien.
Now, Jerk Joe Burke, I don't think he's on yet, but he is a veteran as well. And
Really?
He posted a picture of himself. I want to say it was from like Desert Storm.
As a young jerk?
Yeah, and he called himself Flat Stanley, which I found hilarious. So maybe he'll share that picture with
Holly
you guys later.
Cantor.
Sam Avola is here. Holly's here. Nikki T is here. Nikki T, we are going to talk old school 90s hip hop in a little bit. So
Oh my God.
I need you to be here.
Like a time machine.
Oh, it was so wonderful.
Like a half hour's worth.
Yeah, it was really, really,
At a
really
pop.
good. We'll get to that in things we listen to. But we did want to say Happy Veterans Day. The only problem with a holiday like Veterans Day is that it doesn't feel holiday-ish.
It's on a Wednesday.
You keep forgetting things like businesses aren't open. Like, we went to go pay the light bill today. No. How many times did we check the mailbox for the mail today, honey? 4?
That was you. That was you.
That was after already having a discussion about the fact that the trash, which was supposed to get picked up today, is actually getting picked up tomorrow.
Right.
Like we
So
just,
our trash sat out on the
It's
curb
still there.
an extra day. But props to our son. He did bring out the trash.
Yes, as is his one job, really. He's recycles and trash guy in the house.
You know, he washes things. You know, it's part of his job to annoy us. He's very good at it.
Very good at it. So again, happy Veterans Day, and tomorrow will back to be the regular schedule. The trash will get picked up, the mail will be delivered, and everything's going to be okay.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's going to be fine. So we're going to chat about a lot of things, but I did want to start with things that we watched as we normally do. I did also want to mention that we have a lot of stuff that we watched. So we have a big, huge thing, and then we're going to talk 90s hip hop specifically.
Specificity.
Bob Tarasi is here. The DJ Cassidy Pass the Mic series,
Wow.
which you
It's
can
impressive.
find on YouTube. And
It's impressive. What was it? 2 that we listened to?
No,
The-
we
the
only
second
listened
volume.
to 1, sweetie.
No,
Yeah,
the second
volume
volume.
2 is the one we listened to, and
It's
it
like
really,
volume 1, 2, and 3.
It floated us away on a lovely hip hop cloud. It was wonderful.
Everybody's there.
Yes.
Okay.
We will not get into it right now.
No,
We're
I want to.
just teasing.
All right, fine.
So that's on the way. With things that we ate and things that we cooked, Dave invented a new meal.
Pretty
based
cool.
on having leftover pork chops in the house.
Wow.
You're going to love it.
They
so
were fantastic.
Stay tuned for that. But
Double
first
whammy.
up, let's talk about things we watched. Now, I'm going to jump around a little bit here. We are so enamored with Gangs of London. It's epic.
Guys,
And
AMC Plus, sorry.
I know you have to kind of get the app for AMC Plus to watch this. I'm not sure how else to stream it without, buying individual episodes.
From the opening scene,
Oh, yeah. By the way, Arthur Hudson, who I'm not sure if you're on right now, Arthur. Arthur's the one that suggested we should definitely watch it.
He
We
was
kinda
not
looked.
messing around.
Oh, it's so good. And if you're a
any and
fan
all.
of Peaky Blinders, if you're a fan of anything British and you know,
It's like
criminal related.
It's like they took Peaky Blinders
Yeah.
and Snatch and Game of Thrones and put it together and shook it up.
Yeah. So
Right?
the Mama Stark from Game of Thrones
Is the matriarch of this
the
family.
matriarch of the family. One of the kids from Peaky Blinders is in it.
John,
the youngest son, I think.
John Shelby is the
Yeah.
lead character.
Hey Ellen, and
Cole
it's
Meany
just-
is the father.
Yeah, it's strewn with incredible actors, incredible performances,
Oh,
so well
it's
written
violent.
and so violent.
Wow.
So violent. And I say that with like a big smile on my face.
Listen, they invented new ways to hurt people and stuff.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's kind of
and
alright.
we need to hold out because Peaky Blinders' new season isn't coming until next year. At least it's not coming here until next year. So this is a very good holdover if you need it. Gangs of London. It's on AMC Plus. We spent the $9 for the month subscription, and I think we're probably
By itself, it's worth it.
Yeah, it really is. It's fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah.
Or fan-freaking-tastic.
And you know, I really like how it's a crime family, but it's like an interracial, you know, family, and just, you know, and it's not classically interracial, like where they're married into each other. It's just that these families are so close to each other.
Yeah.
You know, and it's heartwarming that they can like kill and launder money
together,
They
and
just do such a good job
you
together.
know, with great diversity and love and respect for one another.
Right.
Until you cross somebody,
Oh,
and then
man.
it's all over for you. So we highly recommend Gangs of London, and we'd love to chat about it. So please, guys, if you can, watch it. Eventually it'll make its way onto Netflix, I'm sure, or Hulu. But right now you do have to pay for it. So
Wait a minute now. Speaking of Game of Thrones,
yes.
one of the an alumna,
Oh, Arya Stark from Game of Thrones.
right? What's her real name? Maisie
Williams, maybe?
Williams, I
I
think
can't
her name
remember
is.
her last name.
The young-
Eyebrow Girl.
Yeah, she's the
Eyebrow
youngest
Girl.
daughter. She stars in a new series that we started watching, and we could not stop watching it.
Do you remember the name of it? Because I
2
know I
Weeks
wrote it
to
down.
Live.
Oh, that's right. 2 Weeks to Live.
Guys,
It is hilarious. Also
funny,
really violent.
super quirky.
Yeah.
It's
It's on HBO Max.
oh man.
Jim Pericotti rhymes with Manicotti is here. Hello. Ellen said she had to work today, so she forgot all about the mail. As did I. I also had to work. That's why.
I haven't watched Animal Kingdom, by the way. Ellen Barkin is the star of that. I haven't watched that. Jim Pericotti.
I do like me some Ellen Barkin.
Oh, I do too.
The Big Easy.
She's sexy for an older woman now. She was
just
great in.
sexy.
She was in one of the Ocean's movies, right?
Yes.
12 maybe.
Yes, the one with the nose. The nose plays.
The nose plays. The nose does play.
When they made Matt Damon have the nose. So let's get to the big ticket item that everybody missed Saturday night because somebody had an awesome speech, or two somebodies had an awesome speech Saturday night. Everybody missed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee ceremony. It was live on HBO Max, and nobody saw it. So we watched. I watched the majority of it over the weekend.
It's not the same though.
It's not. There was no place.
There's no in-person jam.
There was, everything was done, ahead of time with videos.
Pre-recorded.
I mean, in some ways it was nice. It was a nice thing to watch, but why do you really watch the Rock
best
and Roll
part
Hall
of the
Fame?
pre-recorded thing
Yeah.
is that the speeches were short.
That is true.
Like they
was
were
very
like
nice.
beautifully short.
Yeah. So the class of 2020, 9 Inch Nails, Depeche Mode, Notorious B.I.G., Mark Bolan and
T-Rex,
T-Rex, or just T-Rex, Whitney Houston, and then John Landau and Irving Azoff. I think I got everybody there. Irving Azoff was fun. It was like just watching an outtake from the Eagles documentary, really. But it was interesting. Iggy Pop intros 9 Inch Nails, and I was kind of like, that's a little weird, but the way Iggy explains it, it kind of made sense. The interesting thing about that is that there are a lot of people, initially they just wanted to bring Trent Reznor into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They didn't he had to go back and say, I'm not doing it on my own. I didn't do any of this on my own. Anybody who's watched the movie Hired Gun knows that Richard Patrick is probably not invited to the party, and bing, he was not. However, he was mentioned.
Yeah.
Charlie was mentioned too, but like Chris Brenner was there, and Atticus Finch, and then some other guys that have really been huge parts of, as Trent Reznor called it, the DNA of 9 Inch Nails. And I thought it was really nice, and he made sure he mentioned everybody else, even Josh Freese, who's like the greatest drummer alive right now, really. Drums for everybody. So I liked it a lot. I also got to see a little beforehand live stream with all of those members and Trent being interviewed by somebody, I think from New Zealand. And Trent actually talked about how he was not always the nicest guy, that fame, does corrupt you, and that he fully admitted to being an a-hole for a lot
of his career.
Definitely in the 90s and the early 2000s. So I give mad props to Trent for at least, getting a little real for us there. So if you get a chance, watch the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's on HBO Max. Let me know what you think. Ellen says Ellen Barkin is 66. That isn't old. You know what? It really isn't. When you're a kid, you think 66 is death, and you think 50 is death. I'm talking to you, Nicole Smolenyak, but I'm thinking she might be the youngest one on here right now. But it's not. As you get older, you just get older.
Casey
right?
Riddles, best sex CD, Pretty Hate Machine. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, funny story about Pretty Hate Machine. Nine Inch Nails' first record, for anybody who doesn't know that. It was all written in anger of an ex-girlfriend. Now, said ex-girlfriend was going to Harvard University when this record became a huge indie college, juggernaut. And I had some friends that went to Harvard at the same time, and they knew who she was, and apparently she had to leave Newbury Comics because they were playing the record. Like, she really couldn't go anywhere in Harvard Square, like, for a while. Can you imagine being the subject of a whole record, and it's called Pretty Hate Machine? Like, she just couldn't get away for that. That's just gonna suck.
It's kind of cool, though, too.
It definitely is. So Ellen, no, you're not old, and neither is Ellen Barkin. So Depeche Mode.
We're covering everybody, huh?
We are, only because you think, the Doobie Brothers. That's who I missed. That was the best part of the whole Rock and Roll
The
Hall
Doobie
of
Brothers
Fame
aren't in yet?
No, they weren't in yet, and they had Michael McDonald. They had
Let me
everybody.
ask you something. Is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame even relevant now?
I think they're trying to get it back to a place where it's not just a total, you know what. And Jan Wenner doesn't have anything to do with Rolling Stone anymore. He sold it. So I don't really know how relevant it is. I just thought it was worthy to talk about to everybody. Ellen says to smack you.
Don't do everything Ellen says.
I do everything Ellen says. Jim Pericotti, the fans must take it to the streets. It was so great when they start talking about the Doobie Brothers, you realize there is
don't
no...
know me, but I'm your brother.
Scream!
I was born in this living hell. Sorry.
Anytime he goes Michael McDonald on me, my thighs go up in flames. Every single Doobie Brothers song was a hit, I swear to you. Like, they just kept going and going and going, and it made you so
And they had multiple
happy.
singers, so it always sounded kind of different.
It was so great. So, if for no other reason, check that out. But then Depeche Mode comes up, and I'm like, am I really gonna And then I was totally in love.
You hear all the songs.
Charlize Theron introduced them. And I'm thinking, why is she here? Apparently, she was an enormous Depeche Mode fan her entire life. So I guess when you're as gorgeous as she is and you're a big fan, you get picked to do the intro. But I thought about Depeche Mode actually personally has a story in the history of me and my radio career. And I thought I might share it with you guys because you love it when I tell radio stories. The first time I was ever on FNX was because of Depeche Mode, in a way. So I wasn't...
Continue.
I was just an intern. I was interning for the music director, Kurt St. Thomas, at the time, and I was trying to get on the air, but it had not happened yet. Okay? Now, at this point, I'm still living in Salem, Mass. And I'm... Oh, hello, Angel. She's on the call. I go to see Depeche Mode. It was the Violator tour. It was the Dave Gahan Won't Stop Touching His Junk tour. Do you remember that? We actually thought, Greg Weimer said, I wonder if he's nicknamed his schlong Faith, because every time he sings, reach out and touch faith, he touched it. So we drive to the Worcester Centrum. Dave Worth is the driver of the car, and we're all piled in. And we go to the concert. The concert is over. We're driving home, and we're listening to somebody who's doing the night shift on FNX. And they're all in the car going, Angie, who is this chick? Why aren't you on yet? How long have you been working there? You should be on. You're so much better than this person. Why aren't you on? And I was like, yeah, guys, whatever. You're really nice. So they start dropping all the friends in the car off. We get to in front of my house, and Dave Worth, I'm literally getting out of the car, and he's about to drive away, and my dad's waiting for me. Now I'm like 20 years old, I think, at this point. Maybe 20, 21, 22.
You're in trouble.
And I'm like, oh my God, who died? What's going on? He goes, Kurt St. Thomas just called you. He needs you to call him back right now. He needs you to go on the air. So what happened was the overnight guy never showed up to do the shift. And I lived closest because I lived in Salem and FNX was in Lynn. So by the time Dave Worth driving the car, the one that said, you should be on the radio, when are you going to be on the radio? By the time he pulled into his own driveway, I was on the air at FNX. And I'll never forget it. I ran in there, and the jock who was on before me picked my first hour of music, because we could actually do that back then. And she said, no matter what, just remember to take a deep breath before you crack the mic so you don't sound like Minnie Mouse. And I will never forget that as long as I live. And it was such a great story, because it was like we willed it into being in the drive home from Depeche Mode. Crazy. So there you go. Sam Avola. No, a lot of people don't know that story. Frankly, I kind of forgot it myself until I was watching Depeche Mode
I'm going to forget
on
it
the
right
Rock and
after
Roll
this.
Hall of Fame. Hey, jealous? I think so. Little bit. So we move on to other things we've been watching. I have to say, Mike O'Malley, who is a friend of Boston in every way possible.
Platonic.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
And occasionally I get to share a microphone with him at some of the Hot Stove Cool Music concerts at the Paradise, which is amazing. He's BFFs with Bill Janovitz, and
Dan
he's just...
Kopko says hi.
Hey, Dan Kopko.
Nice
Holly
story.
Cantor, did I say hi to you? So,
Casey Riddles.
yeah, so Wayne, here's the TV show Wayne.
Okay.
Mike O'Malley tweeted about it the other day, and I was like, I literally retweeted it so I would remember for us to watch it for the show.
And today,
we watched it.
we watched it.
It is now available on Prime. I think it's been out for a little while, and they sold it like, well, if you loved any John Hughes flicks in the 80s, you'll love Wayne.
It's a little different, though. It's definitely
not
grittier.
Yeah, I don't think it's John Hughes-esque
No.
necessarily, but we love John Hughes movies, and we loved Wayne.
Yeah.
The music is incredible. It's really hard and heavy and awesome.
And the kid is just like...
Who did you say he looks like?
It reminds me of Reese, right? Is it Andrew Reese?
Reese,
the guy who played Perry Mason in the new HBO.
Yeah, the one from The Americans. I can't think of his name.
He
looks like a young
reminded
version
me of him a couple times. So anyway, Wayne.
It's very good. You
The
should
character
check it
is
out.
from Brockton, Mass.
Yeah, it takes place in Brockton, Mass, and most of the accents are actually realistic.
Pretty good.
Hey,
Hilarious.
Russell.
The brothers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the twin brothers.
Yeah, this kid meets a girl and he's like, hey, you want to be my girlfriend? And she's like, yeah, if you buy some Girl Scout cookies for me. And of course, that's how all love starts, isn't it?
Right.
Anyway, she has an a-hole for a dad and two a-hole brothers who are twins.
The father is the guy who plays Mayhem on the TV commercials.
Yeah.
He's from Oz, Dean something or other.
And Mike O'Malley plays, was he a
The
guy
principal.
Or the principal?
He's like the school principal.
He's the school principal.
Oh,
and he's
my God.
amazing
Awesome
and
job,
hilarious.
Mike.
So,
Awesome.
Hey, James Duda, nice to see you. So
I hate these kids. I know I'm not supposed to.
but I hate them like
an
adults
adult hate.
So if you see Mike O'Malley, tell him we're already quoting, and it's just episode 1. Dean Winters.
Dean Winters. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, he was also in that hot homoerotic prison TV series called Oz.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays like the dude that you were next door neighbors with, no matter where you grew up in Massachusetts. That's who he is. Mayhem from Law and Order. Yes, he was also in Law and Order. Louis Warren is here. So definitely check out the TV show Wayne. It is on Amazon Prime. It's very, very good so far. We really like it.
We watched one episode of it.
Just one, but
and
we were all
hooked.
in.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you, Mike O'Malley, for... I mean, we pretty much are contractually obligated at this point to watch everything that Mike is in because we, like, kind of sort of by, you know... Osmosis know him. I mean, you know, we've hung out or whatever in very large groups of friends that are way above our pay grade, but we love Mike O'Malley.
Well, now that he's been around Jennifer Connelly a lot, I have to.
Oh, that's true.
Him,
What's that show called again? Train. What is it? The Train.
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. Sorry, momentary lapse. I'm very happy that there's going to be a Snowpiercer season 2 as well. So, what else did we watch? We watched Off the Grid. So sometimes I'm making dinner and Dave will just be watching random shows that I don't necessarily want to watch.
Good.
And Off the Grid is one of those. Is it Discovery Channel?
Yeah, it's in that ilk. Yeah, I think it is Discovery Channel. It's either Discovery Channel or National Geographic.
Now, I know. So Off the Grid, they like to make houses off the grid that are quirky and weird and sustainable.
Yeah, completely off the grid.
Yeah.
So it's like the water is from a well or a stream. There's no electricity. It's from solar panels or windmills.
So basically,
It's
Dave
completely off the grid.
is a prepper.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
And he's waiting for Doomsday, which honestly, what are we at, like 30
I've
seconds
been practicing different
now?
things. Lately I've done like some leather work.
I'm telling you, when we have to go like into the forest and live because society is no longer safe, this is my guy. He's going to build me a house made of mushrooms. Because that's what happened on Off the Grid. They actually made...
Unbelievable.
They didn't really make a house so much as they made a hut that was like a hotel. You know, you go to those quirky hotels and they have little cabins.
Not a yurt so much.
Kind of like a cabin.
It was
made
by
from
these
mushrooms.
guys. But it was the blocks. What's the Crown and Shields would know what they're called, but it's like mycelium or something that is the actual...
Mycelium?
It's mycelium.
Mycelium.
It's actually what the living thing is that mushrooms are the fruit of. Mushrooms are like the sex organs of this organism.
Right? Are you trying to get creepy?
And anyway, they grow in like these blocks. And when they get to a certain point, you can actually use them as like building blocks. They're light and...
Right, but here's the problem. They put them in as building blocks, and then it rained. So overnight, some of them shroomed.
Yeah, like...
And so there were mushrooms coming out of the walls.
Right, yeah. It was bizarre. But the guys were so cool. Nobody wore shoes. The guy's got a chainsaw. They're cutting down enormous trees on this property. The guy's got a chainsaw. He's like 70 years old. He's got white dreadlocks in his beard and everything. And he's like, his name is like Sunshine something or other. And he's got a chainsaw. Now, not a chainsaw you can buy at Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever. He's got like a lumberjack saw that has like a bar that is like, it looks like a 4-foot long chainsaw. And he's got no shoes on. And he's cutting down trees.
No.
It was unbelievable.
No. Casey says, were there spiders? Because I hate spiders. No, but
Wait.
the Mandalorian...
Did you talk to him ahead of the show?
I did not. He's just clairvoyant.
Casey.
Let's get to the Mandalorian.
Did you watch the Mandalorian this past week?
Season 2, Episode 2.
I'm still feeling creepy from it.
There were so many bugs. There were so many insects.
Okay, look. Big shout out to Alien from the Mandalorian.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay? It's revealed that Baby Yoda really enjoys eating eggs.
Okay, first of all, it's not Baby Yoda. We refer to that as the child.
The child. Okay? The child likes eating eggs. It's one of its favorite foods. As a poor frog woman finds out. Right?
It was all insects.
They crash land on a snow planet with
amphibians.
ice spiders.
Oh my god.
But,
Yeah,
but
it was bad.
the child walks off by itself and finds this egg-shaped thing on the ground.
Yep.
And reaches in and like sucks down what's in it. That's good.
It was a great episode, but it was full of creepy crawlers.
And then they all open up.
Yeah. But
all different sizes.
there's a great cameo of Dave Filoni. Is that his name?
Yeah, Dave Filoni,
He plays an X-wing.
He's like the creative director now at Lucasfilm
He's
and
the
stuff.
heir
He's
apparent
like, yeah,
to Lucasfilm, to the entire thing.
yeah. He's the skipper for the Clone Wars and Rebels, I think.
But
as well.
it was nice to see him on screen.
He played an X-wing fighter pilot.
Yeah,
That's
the
pretty
X-wings were pretty great. It was pretty cool. So far, this season has already completely outshined season 1.
Okay, let's not get carried away.
No,
Although the first one, the second one, skeeves me.
Well,
okay?
you were scared.
Okay, look, I'm not a huge fan of spiders. Okay, I recognize that they're useful and that they do good stuff. All right, but I don't want them on me. I don't want them.
Okay, well, they
Near
weren't
me.
on you. They were on.
Oh no, they might as well have been.
Mysterious planet
They were almost on the child.
in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh yeah, right. And they're dead because it was long, long ago.
Was it though? We don't know.
Yeah, we do.
That's the mystery.
So, one other, I want to dovetail this with one other thing.
Okay.
Do you guys remember the Harry Potter movie where Harry and his friends are in Hagrid's old pet's lair? And it's the enormous tarantula.
Yeah.
And he's like, he talks to them and
Aragog. I think his name is Aragog.
he's very nice to them and stuff. And he's like, well, sorry, friends of Hagrid's, but my children are very hungry.
Yeah, it's true.
And then all the spiders come after them, and they're like, that's exactly how I felt.
I really don't like spiders. Lewis Warren said, I like how the X-Wing pilots were like benevolent Texas Rangers. They really were. It was kind of funny. They were just kind of like, yeah, well, we're going to have to take you in. It was pretty cool. Once again, we have said too much about the episode. We hope that you haven't watched it yet. Spoiler alert.
Lewis Warren agreed with me. Thank you, Lewis.
Totally thought of Potter when I saw that. Yeah, it was disgusting.
Trish, how you doing?
Oh, hello, Trish. So, I just want to let everybody know that, again, you are part of the live virtual studio audience, but the shows now have, like, not just intros and outros, but graphics and cool stuff. So, just because you're part of this, please watch the finished show when we post them. They're all up on Abington Cam's YouTube page, and then you can see them on television. Just check your local listings for your community access and cable provider.
Are you trying to say they actually make our show better?
They make our show look legit.
Because I didn't think it could be.
Honey, it's called The Worst Talk Show.
Yeah,
For a reason. But we can't
I always
do
thought it was
without
ironic.
you. I just love that you guys are just as big stars of the show as we are. Hey, Dan Shaw. So make sure you check out the finished product, please. And I'll make sure that I post more and remind you to actually watch the finished show. Because it looks like a legitimate show, and it's pretty cool that you guys are all a part of it. It's like your cast members.
It's pretty lit that it's legit.
Did you just say lit and legit?
You got it.
Oh, no.
It's
Our
like
children are like, so embarrassed.
Lit, legit, it. I got it. Yeah.
Maybe you could quit now.
Cut the shit.
Did you really just swear?
Hey, beat me out, man. We go. It's post-production, right? They could totally bleep me out.
Honey, the minions are already working very hard. They don't need to spend extra time bleeping you out.
Man, you
can't control yourself.
You don't have to refine this silk. It's pretty fine on its own.
Mm-hmm. So, what we were listening to, really it all comes down to 90s hip-hop this week. So, Brian Morin, who I don't think I know in real life, but is a friend on Facebook, and I believe he's from Salem, put the link to Pass the Mic by DJ Cassidy on my wall. Now, a lot of people put links, and it's a pet peeve of mine. When people send me video links, I'm like, could you not? Because, like, I can't watch it right now, and I'm too busy, and I don't have the time, and what are you really sending me?
Yeah. What are you selling? Or
don't waste my time.
You're annoying me.
Finally, I had posted on my exercise bike where I was listening to like Craig Mack or something. And so I was listening to some old school hip hop. So then he put this link on, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go back to that. So I finally go back to it, and I click on it, and I was like, what is this? Who is this skinny,
like okay,
DJ Cassidy kid with this big like Panama hat on?
It's
like
not,
I was
not
like,
a Panama
what
hat.
is going on?
I forget what they call that hat. It's an interesting hat. It's almost like the hat that what's his name? Pharrell wore. It's that kind of idea. Yeah.
It's is it though?
It's on that idea.
Okay. It's a wide brimmed hat.
Okay, so
very wide brimmed.
Who is this DJ Cassidy?
Well, he's somebody that us old folk obviously don't know, and he's probably a DJ on a super famous old school hip hop radio station. He has to be,
because guess what?
He knows everybody.
He pulls people, man.
He pulls everyone. It's not a Mountie hat. It's almost more of a Juan Valdez kind of a hat.
Yeah, it's not a campaign hat.
It's all the shows are dedicated to hip hop artists, but this one, Volume 2, Pass the Mic Volume 2, it starts with Run DMC, and they are rapping over their song, so they're not going off. You know how sometimes
he's playing the song.
Yeah, sometimes with hip hop songs, when they do them live or try to do them, off the cuff, it doesn't sound like
it's missing something.
Yeah, so this is dead on.
It's awesome.
And they go from Run DMC, and then they just hit everybody.
It just keeps going.
LL Cool J, Public Enemy, Salt and Pepper, Nice and Smooth, Third Base is MC Search. I almost fell over.
MC Light, Moni Love.
Yeah, Moni in the middle. Dougie Fresh, Lords of the Underground, Big Daddy Kane,
EPMD,
LL Cool J, Chub Rock, Chubster, Word Up,
Black Sheep.
Yep, the choice is yours. And I know that Nikki T was totally into it when I posted. I had to repost it and like tag everybody I knew that would appreciate it. Definitely check it out. It's like 30 minutes long.
It's called Pass the Mic.
It is so good. It's not a fedora hat either.
No, it's like a 10-gallon hat with a straight brim.
Now we're gonna go back and look at it and be like, nope, that's not it at all.
But who is this guy?
It doesn't
because
matter.
Everyone's happy to see him. He's happy to see everybody.
DJ Cassidy.
And he cuts everyone in.
I imagine he's probably out of New York. This was mostly East Coast hip hop.
Like, wow.
Yeah, he says it's a Panama hat. I'll take it. Sam Avola says Panama hat. That's what I'm going with.
Okay, I'll allow it. It's a big one, though.
When LL Cool J gets on, he's in front of all of his platinum records on the wall.
Yeah,
I was like, baller.
And Salt and Pep looks really hot.
Yeah. Well, Salt looks good too.
Yeah, but
I mean, they all did this months ago during the pandemic. It's been out for like 3 months, and I had no idea. So look it up. DJ Cassidy, Pass the Mic series. This one's Volume 2. I'm sure they're all amazing, and we will check them out eventually. But
now the thing is, guys, I hope you have a little time because I'm saying that from Reverend Run to the end of it,
which is Naughty by Nature.
It's a half hour long.
Yeah.
And it's just one song to another to another to another. And he just brings people in.
Yeah.
And it's nuts.
Oh, right, Rob Bass.
It's nuts.
No DJ Easy Rock, but Rob Bass was in the house. I don't think DJ Easy Rock, but even Nice and Smooth. And then Trouble T. Roy, they reminisce. Why can't I think of the name of the... Oh, that's Pete Rock and CL Smooth, sorry. Reminisce is like one of the greatest hip-hop songs of all time, if not. It really is. You can laugh at me all you want.
Can you hum it again?
Really good. Really? Are you making fun of me right now?
Oh, I kept it too.
Oh, I just showed some of my cafeteria lady arm.
Oh,
Ew.
God. Extra sloppy.
Put that away. Salt won't say the dirty stuff anymore. She found God.
That's what I say. You find God, you lose the groove. No, I'm just kidding.
I think they just sang...
I'm just kidding, Lord.
Did they just do Shoop anyway? So it was fine?
Yeah,
because I was... Brother, wanna thank your mother for a butt like that. Can I get some fries with the shake, shake? He hates it when I do that. I saw Salt and Pepper at the channel.
I mean, it's not...
At the channel. I saw so many great hip hop shows at the channel. I saw Ice Cube and Yo-Yo came out. Don't play with my yo-yo. Just wow. I mean, it was all happening at the same time. The grunge and the punk rock shows were happening too, but it was like they lived, you know, side by side. There were like parallel lanes. But it was wow. Yeah, those channel shows were amazing. I don't know if you guys were at Salt and Pepper, but it was astounding. So that's it. We're just totally ensconced in the 90s hip-hop and very happy. So definitely check out DJ Cassidy and then let us know what you think. Who else doesn't want... Well, Prince, before he died, he didn't want to sing all the dirty stuff either, remember? He suddenly got religious. When I went to go see him at the Forum in LA, he was doing a show like every Friday night for a couple months, and it was $21 to get in. Amazing.
Stupid. I paid $400 to go see Prince.
Stupid! Stupid face! Dumb! Now I feel better.
And then he died. It was worth it.
But yeah, he would start some of the dirtier songs, and then he would stop. Like, he would kind of tease you with them. One thing a lot of people don't know about Prince, I mean, yes, obviously, he was an incredible musician. He could play anything. He was such a killer guitar player. Funny. Like, really funny. Like, going to see a stand-up funny. He was hilarious. And of course, the band. What do I always say about his band? I saw him with Maceo Parker, too. Tighter than a gnat's on a lemon wedge. That's how that band was. You sexy mother father. Ha ha ha. He can play basketball.
That is hilarious.
According to the Chappelle Show. We did not get to the fact that Saturday Night Live last week was I wouldn't say it was a letdown, but I was so excited that Dave Chappelle was going to be hosting post-election and the Foo Fighters were going to be playing. And it just, I mean, the monologue was great. Dave Chappelle went on and on and on. I know he's addicted to cigarettes. I get it. But man, do you really have to smoke on live television?
Yeah.
Like multiple cigarettes? Like, it's just such a weird thing for me. I'm an ex-smoker. Ugh.
All right, that's enough.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Don't fall off your high horse.
It was mostly a monologue and then a couple skits. And basically they had to change everything because on Saturday we found out that we have a president-elect because Pennsylvania went blue, and that was that.
Dave Chappelle was getting deep.
He was getting deep, and that's fine. He's allowed to get deep.
He's a pretty sharp guy.
So the Foo Fighters come on, and the first song, I'm assuming is a new song. Now they've got 16 new people in the band as well as the irregular
Do they have a xylophone
Foo
player
Fighters
now?
band. And there are backup singers.
I don't get it.
In the Foo Fighters? Is that necessary?
I just ate a bunch of likes.
But then they came back with the second song, and it was an older song, which I posted on Facebook, and it was wonderful. So I ain't mad at you, Foo. But really, the backup singers, I don't know.
Maybe I could try out to be a Foo Fighter backup singer.
You could.
I can see it now.
Can
Looking
you
at
sing?
the back
Like,
of Dave's head.
I got another confession to make. Can you do it?
No,
Yeah, you can. Let's put you on the spot.
I'm not doing it.
All right, fine.
I got another confession to make. Is that it?
Good, yeah. That was good. What'd you guys think? I like that. Yeah, Nikki T. First song gets a C. Yeah, and the second song
A bouncy C?
A+. Definitely an A+.
What was the second song?
It was one of the big Foo Fighters hits, and it's totally escaping me, but I posted it, and now I can't think of it.
Not the Pretender.
No, not the Pretender. Can you guys tell me what the second song was? I can't remember right now, so I can say it.
Nikki T, what is it?
I posted it for F's sake. I'm so mad at myself right now. Casey Riddle says, Dave, I need a cigarette myself after that. You know, he's got the power. He just doesn't wield it as often as he should. In my humble opinion. The best of you. That's what it was. But it started very low and slow, and it was just wonderful. It brought goosebumps, the whole thing. And I didn't...
getting the best.
The
The best of you.
I don't think I realized how much I needed it until I watched it, and I was like, oh yeah, really needed that.
One of my faves, They got so huge, though. Golly.
Golly, they got huge. They're really
Boy, oh
like,
boy.
they're kind of the last, rock and roll band that has any kind of like huge success right now that isn't, broken up or gone, really. They're keeping the torch alive. I mean, there's plenty of other awesome rock bands, but most of the audience has moved on and grown up. There are still plenty of young folk who love rock, but not in the same kind of numbers, and that's okay. It comes, it ebbs and it flows. Is that the Richard Cheese version? Oh my God, you guys, I saw Richard Cheese. First of all, we had him up on the show at FNX. Lovely man. And then we went to go see him when I lived in Vegas. So the ultimate Vegas lounge act in Vegas.
Cheese.
Richard Cheese! I'm sure he's still doing the casino circuit. Catch him if you can.
Just checking.
So let's get on to the eating and cooking
Wait a minute
portion.
now. We got time, Mama.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, we got
All right.
time.
Why don't you take over the show then, and I'll just hang out.
All right, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Been helping my brother out at his house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I'm cool like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Doors are the bane of my existence now.
Yeah, Dave has now had bad luck with 3 door installations.
Back to
Yeah.
back.
Don't ask him to fix or put in a door for you.
Okay, now see, that's hurtful.
Well,
It's not that I can't do it.
no, but
It's just that I can't make the house right to make the door work right.
he psychs himself out. He gets to that very last place in a job, and he goes, "Oh man, it's just the last thing. I only
It's
have to
too
do
good.
this one last
It's
thing."
too good.
And then he F's it all up.
It's like, oh, frame OJ. Yeah, but I love OJ. Yeah, but it's too good. I'm sorry.
No idea
I'm
what you're
losing my
talking
mind.
about.
I just lost my mind. Let's move on to food.
Dave psychs himself out the way I did one day when I locked myself out of the air studio and we had about 10 minutes of dead air on FNX. Now, this was at the very end of my FNX career.
Because
We had key padlocks, and it was so ghetto where FNX was, the building in Lynn. It was terrible.
I bet it'd be easier to put a door in a house in California.
Lewis, when
I feel a lot better about it, Lewis.
when the last child in this house graduates from high school, we will be doing this show live from Los Angeles. I promise you. We're going back to Cali. I think so. But here we are for at least another 2 years, and you have
Kenny
us.
Simmons is on.
Hey, Kenny Simmons, how are you doing? We are just getting to the what we cooked and what we ate section.
The part about going and working over my brother's is that he bought lunch the first day I was there.
That's what you needed to talk about. Oh, not only, first of all,
oh Lord.
not that Dave doesn't have good taste. He does. But his brother's taste is just divine. Okay? Tom knows a thing or two about a good meal. I hung out with him in New York City. He knows a thing or two about some good eats.
Great.
So, Dave's doing work on the old house in Charlestown, which is where Tom lives now. And
I grew up there, yeah.
And he grew up there. And so, we're just going to go get lunch. And, it just happens to be near Assembly Square in Somerville.
We were going to get Jenny's Pizza. Anybody who's from Charlestown, Jenny's Pizza is still around. But they were closed on this day.
Okay.
So, what are we going to do?
Tell him what you sent, Dave.
So Tom goes, hey, is it the Smoke House or the Smoke Shop?
No, it's called the Smoke Shop. Andy Husbands, who you all know and love.
Now,
because
we've been
he's
there.
a huge music fan, and he's been around forever, and he basically studied barbecue and became a barbecue pit master, and then opened the Smoke Shop.
Okay, look. I had a brisket sandwich. Okay? I can never eat another brisket sandwich in my whole life because
Well, you
it'll
know
never
what?
be that good.
He sent me a picture of it, and I'll post it later on the show comments.
They were burnt. It wasn't like thin, dry pieces of brisket.
Oh no, it's all
it was
fat and juicy.
fatty,
And, yeah.
just humongous blackened
Yeah.
burnt ends, and you bit into it, and it was it melted in your mouth. It wasn't hard at all. It wasn't dry at all.
Curse you, Andy Husbands! Curse you! I need to get back there.
And I'll tell you, not a whole lot of work got done after that. I mean, I blacked out for a while.
Don't blame him. Yeah.
And the side I had was pimento mac and cheese.
Oh, you didn't tell me you had mac and cheese carb loader.
It's like a
Sean O'Brien
tiny
says
little
it's
half a
right
cup.
up his alley. Okay.
It's like a tiny little half a cup with no air in it.
Okay.
Okay, it was like one solid piece of macaroni and cheese. So you're like, I've been working on this for a while, and I'm still not down to the plastic.
I'm so mad at you. You carb loaded and didn't tell me. You
Listen, I sweated it out though. I worked hard.
You said there was no work after you ate. You just said it. It's roll the tape.
Up to that point.
Roll the tape. I'm so mad at you.
Oh,
I haven't even so much as like glanced at a carb.
I've sinned against
Oh my God! I haven't kissed a carb in months.
Oh my Lord!
I'm so pissed at you. I can't believe that. You Jimmy Swaggerted me. Damn you!
And it was worth it. I'd sell my soul for another one of those sandwiches.
Andy Husbands, we love you, and
holy cow!
I'm gonna need to come in and get some brisket and some of those agave wings, which are choice. Ellen says, that is what you said, Dave. See, she's got my back.
Ellen.
Pimento mac and cheese, check your cholesterol
Remind me
now.
to have you killed, Ellen.
Why? Because Ellen is my girl?
Yeah, she's like your lawyer.
Yes, she is, and she's doing a fine job. So
Ellen
that,
Simmons, Esquire.
Okay, so before we get to the Leftover King and his new invention, he was like, I have made a new dish. It was like Tom Hanks on the island. I have made fire.
We have to give props to you. Because without the meal that you created the night before, the stuff I made the day after would not have been.
What did I make the night before?
You used your amazing Han Solo pan.
Yes, my Le Creuset Han Solo roasting pan.
That I got you for your 50th birthday. Yes, that's right. What a great boyfriend.
You are a great boyfriend.
So anyway.
What meal did I make?
It was mustard pork chops, boneless.
Oh yeah, but they had been in the fridge for like days, honey. It wasn't like I'd made that.
No. It was the night after.
No, it was not. The pork chops had been in the fridge for
listen,
like a week,
guys,
and they were about to go bad.
Okay, here's what I want to know. Why would you argue with me about that?
Because
we're on a show. It's live. Why would you argue with me about that?
This is exactly why they watch this.
I tried to give you your props.
The bottom line is
that
we have too many leftovers.
When you're on a budget and you can't really just splurge and have Wendy's every day.
And it's still a sin to throw away food. I'm sorry.
It is. Okay,
especially when you're poor.
So we've got these.
Hold on a second. So normally when we have leftovers, we saute them up in the morning and throw a poached egg over it. Am I right or am I right? That's normally how leftovers get eaten. This time, pork chops were not going. They were still in the fridge. The kids didn't want to touch them. So they were there for a couple days, and you were really hungry, and you were jonesing for Henry's chicken salad, but we didn't have any. You were out. So this is what you did.
Oh, it's my turn? So anyway, I took these 2 boneless pork chops, okay? They were a little dry. We're not going to get into it, but they were tasty.
They were dry because my thermometer had broken. My meat thermometer had broken, and I forgot, and I cooked pork chops without a meat
excuses
thermometer.
Really. You know what they say? A bad carpenter blames his tools. Okay? Anyway, on to better things. So I take these 2 pork chops, boneless pork chops, with a little bit of mustard on the outside, and I'm like, what can I do with these? And it comes to me like a bolt from the blue, everybody. Okay? Food processor. We've been eating apples like it's going out of... It's like it's going out of...
bolt? It came from me, you jackass.
Excuse me.
I told you how they make Henry's chicken salad. You put the chicken in a food processor and it's like a paste. It was me. I inspired you to even get the...
Like a bolt from the blue.
Dave, I literally said, get the food processor out.
It was like God spoke to me. And we've been eating so many apples. We've been eating our weight in apples lately. Okay, so there were apples, and they were they weren't Honey Crisp. They were maybe Macintosh.
They're just
okay,
run-of-the-mill apples.
A couple of pork chops, one apple that's cored.
Fleming Boone is here.
No way.
Where are they?
A handful of pecans, and some honey mustard.
Okay.
And give it a few blasts in the food processor. Holy cow, guys. It's coming to a deli near you. It's called Dave's Delectable Delight. And it's amazing.
Dave's pork chop spread. Pork chops and apple.
But it wasn't so pasty. It was more, it had a little bit more of a crumble to it. It wasn't, pork chops and applesauce.
Isn't that wow? It was
good. So
Listen,
great.
He invented it all on his own.
And Cameron, I needed a guinea pig because she refused to try it.
Oh, because I had already eaten her.
Yada yada yada.
I
So anyhow, I get my son Cameron to try it, and
let's get Cameron. He eats anything, but he'll also tell you if it sucks.
Yeah. So he takes it. He's like, oh, that's pretty good. I had a sandwich, right? He ate everything else. I actually had to reach in and pull the blades of the food processor out of his mouth because he was sucking on it to get all the flavor off. It was.
So maybe we will post the recipe for Dave's pork chop and apple no sauce on the finished product of the television show. I think that sounds like a good idea. Jim Paracotti says, make a chicken salad sandwich but with pork chops as the bread. Oh, that's some next level crap right there, Jim.
Man.
Damn.
You trying to one-up me, Manicotti?
Speaking of our children and food, Kendall forced me, at knife point, not really, to take her to Whole Foods because there's a creamer she needed to get. I was like, a creamer? What? A nut pod creamer. Are you aware of the nut pod creamers? Not to be confused with the Michael creamers? Anyone?
Michael Creamer's nuts?
Anyone? Nut pod creamer. So I've been looking for a new creamer because I've been using half and half, and I'm really trying to cut down my fat intake and calories as well. And I don't have sugar in coffee anymore. I only have half and half. So Kendall was like, I need to find this creamer. It's made from oat milk. They have almond milk ones and cashew milk or whatever. It's supposed to be really, really good. TikTok keeps talking about it, whatever. I'm like, great. So we go to Whole Foods. We get the creamer. And she was right. It's great. It's so good. We bought like 3 packages of the peppermint mocha version. And I'm totally sold. Sean O'Brien says, I use some of the nut ones and coconut.
Yeah, why do they call it nut pod if it's oat?
No, because it's originally almond milk and I think cashew milk, maybe. There's 2 nut milks that they use together. Ellen uses a sugar-free vanilla creamer.
Thank you, Ellen.
The problem with the sugar-free stuff is they load it with fat. And then if it's fat-free, they load it with sugar. Like, I just can't find the right balance. But anyway, the nut pod creamers are the real deal. I had to hand it to the 16-year-old. She schooled me. So
we can have that cut out of the show.
I did want your opinion on the nut pod. She said nut pod. The peppermint mocha is very good, Bob Tarasi. I highly recommend it.
Oh, really, Bob?
I'm trying to think. I think that was kind of it for the food. I do have a little confession. Now, we know that Dave doesn't like fish. He'll eat raw oysters, but that's it.
I don't know, guys.
Which is fine.
Maybe ahi tuna as well.
Sean O'Brien says the coconut creamer at Trader Joe's is good and cheap. Oh, I will try that. Thank you. I don't know that I could have loved a man who didn't like anything out of the sea, frankly. So when I introduced you to raw oysters and you were like, yeah, when we were backstage at like the Jay Giles band or something.
Was it the 30th anniversary
of
ZLX or something like that?
The
that was the night we met I met Creamer.
Yeah, that was the
That
night you
night.
met Michael Creamer. And dollar oysters backstage.
Jerry and Curtis.
Yeah,
were there, I
we
think.
ate our weight in oysters.
Yeah.
Ellen, 1.5 grams of fat. All right, that's not too bad. Nikki T is our fish expert.
Lewis Warren's my
really.
man.
Yeah, Lewis doesn't dig on seafood either. I don't know that Dave really wouldn't like it. It's just that it was ruined for him as a child.
Listen.
Traumatic experience.
Hey, honey, try this fish. It's not too fishy. You never have a steak and go, hey, honey, this steak's delicious.
Oh.
Try it. It's not too steaky.
Have I ever asked you to try fish? Ever? I never have. Never,
Yeah.
ever.
You're like, try some of this.
To the point, I did not cook salmon in this house for the first year and a half we were together, because I know that the house, the smell of fish in a house, triggers him, like for real. But we got to a point with my my eating where I needed to eat fish, and I love salmon, so I've been cooking it a lot lately, and I've always, sauteed it on really high heat, get a nice crisp on the top and the bottom, and I like it a little rare in the middle. Well, normally I sear it, I flip it over, and I peel the skin off and I throw it away. I didn't do that this time.
Hey, listen.
I ate the salmon skin, and it was effing delicious, and I'm never going back. I'm going to eat salmon skin.
The thing about Angie is that she has a thing. We all have our little tics and our little weird idiosyncrasies. And Angie will reach into the cabinet for something and leave the cabinet open. It's her thing.
I leave cabinet doors open.
All the time. She'll be cooking. She could be frying the greasiest thing.
Thank you, Sean O'Brien.
And leaves
salmon
the
skin
cabinets
rules.
open so that the smoke and the greasy smoke gets into the cabinets. The reason cabinets have doors on them is to keep that stuff clean and keep that smell of all the cooked stuff out of it. So she wants to cook fish on the stove in a frying pan and leave the cabinets open. I can smell salmon up in the bedroom.
Listen,
And it's not the good kind of salmon in the bedroom.
What?
Hey, it's time to wrap it up.
Salmon is great, and we now have those amazing soy candles. By the way, little shout out to Oswald and Ari soy candles. We need to buy a whole bunch more because we have used
Saturday
them.
morning cartoons.
Now that I am cooking fish often in the house, I have to light a candle in the kitchen
candles,
after.
baby.
And they make one called Saturday Morning Cartoons that smells like Fruit Loops.
Oh my God, it's
Fruit Loops
exactly Fruit Loops.
and magic, basically.
Amazing.
So if you guys need some candles to cover up your fish smell,
What's that
or
name again?
anything else, Oswald and Ari soy candles, and they're on Facebook, and we'll throw a link your way as well.
Yeah, look it up.
Lewis, I totally leave cabinets open. See, I'm
I
not
take
the
all the
only
good things
one.
I said about you back, Lewis.
I'm not the only one.
If that is your real name.
We all have our peccadillos, as Robin Williams said in that ridiculous movie with Matt Damon. Why are you looking at the phone? We have 2 solid minutes.
It's not your fault.
What the hell is the name of that movie?
Good Will Hunting?
Good Will Hunting.
Never heard of it.
How do you like them apples? Casey, it's like weird science. Somebody light a candle in here. Yes, exactly. Nicole, get a deep fryer, cook fish outside, fight over. I can't deep fry anything
Says
anymore.
the fishmonger.
I ain't deep frying nothing.
Ugh.
You're just gonna have to deal with the smell because I need to eat healthy, and that's that.
How about just having sushi? Don't cook it.
That's expensive.
You're going to have to go to sushi school.
Yeah, no, I don't. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching The Worst Talk Show. We will have all the links to all the things that we recommended. We will also have the recipe for Dave's leftover pork chop spread. Is that what we're calling it? We'll figure out a good name for it. Also, the guys...
Pecan pork chop surprise!
The guys at Abington Cam want to nominate us for some Boston Community Access Awards. So we have to pick our best shows, like 3 best shows, 3 top shows. So please leave in the comments anything that's happened in any of our shows that you think is worthy, award-winning worthy, and let us know because we don't really want to have to go back and watch all these. Please, kill me. Jim Pericotti, Geddy Lee is the last word. It is not 8:30 yet. Holly Cantor, wicked awesome show tonight.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Holly.
We're definitely going to put the one with the Mandalorian in to submit, but we still need 2 other shows. So if you guys could let us know. We love you all. Make sure you check out everything that's in the description tonight as well. And by Friday night, this episode will be live on Abington Cam's YouTube page. And then check your local listings and ask your cable provider to carry the Worst Talk Show. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.